I'm the Vacuuminator.
I'm Buster.
And this week in Toku, we have a stacked episode where we'll be discussing more news on Ultraman Trigger, the most divisive Fan First Friday yet, and the return of Power Rangers Dino Fury. But before all that, Buster, how's your week been?
Disappointing. E3 happened, and outside of Nintendo, it kind of sucked.
That's the video game show, right?
Yeah. Like I said, that image I sent in the Modular server? Gamers are upset. That was like 90% of E3.
Oh dear.
But hey, new Metroid, so I'm happy.
Metroid's the one with the robot lady, right?
Yeah, well, she's not a robot lady, but she has a power suit. Yeah, they're making like a new one. It's coming out this October. It's not a remake. It's actually just a brand new game, that's exciting.
Okay. I think I played her in Smash Bros. Brawl when I was 13.
Yeah, she was in that game. She's been in every Smash.
Okay. It's funny. For those of you who, actually nobody has yet, but for those of you who haven't listened to this week's Modular Components yet, my relationship with video games is the same relationship most people my age have with action figures. I think I remember that from when I was 8.
Yeah.
So, that's basically been my reaction to everything on Twitter this week of like, I think I might like that game if I still play games.
It's a fine. As long, now you're just like the "Are you winning, son, dad?" with like me when I'm just uploading game related videos.
I should start doing that. I should start just commenting. Are you videoing the games, Buster? Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the news. And we are front loading this with a good bit of Ultraman Trigger news that came out at the start of this week. First off, they have announced that they are going to be doing a line of plushes for Ultraman Trigger based off of the main Ultra's free forms. And they look pretty cute. They look pretty chibi. They're gonna cost 1,760 yen. And you'll have to get them for a mini-man. Oh, no, you can get them from Ami Ami. So,
really?
Yeah, there's an Ami Ami link in this article.
Yeah, because if I like the show, I might pick up the multi-type plushie, so...
Yeah. So you think these look cute?
Yeah, nothing much else to say. They're good plushies.
Yeah, they're cute little things that got announced this week, so we talked about them. Anyway, we also got the poster and some voice actors announced for Ultraman Trigger for characters that will be suit only, as well as a really cute cast photo.
Yeah, it's a really like this. I think this was taken. Was taken during filming or during the event. Because they had a Trigger event where they announced a lot of this stuff. So
yeah, there was a big streaming event. They also played the theme song during this, but it was not the cleanest. It didn't sound the cleanest. So. I know a lot of people who were able to make it out well thought it was pretty hype. I listened to it once and was like, that sounds like music.
I'll talk more about the theme song when we get to it, because I got some positive words to say. Oh, I'm going to go off on that.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's run down some of these new characters we found out about. First,
this poster looks amazing. Like, oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, it's pretty solid, pretty
kind of
solid
cluttered, poster. But it's kind of cluttered, but still looks really nice.
Mm-hmm. I like how subtle the new generation Taiga is underneath it, or Tiga. God damn it, I always do that. Yeah. I'm gonna be doing that literally till the last episode of Trigger.
Yeah, basically. Also, I like how they updated the logo with Trigger's weapon. That looks really nice. Yeah. And also, the first bit of casting news is someone who I think is now made into the Toku Trinity Club of actors who have been in all three Rider, Sentai, and Ultra.
Yeah, Mao got cast in this show, who, if you don't know, voiced, oh god, I forgot the actual name, but the pink Q Ranger, and she was the face actress for Gokai Yellow, who is still one of my favorite characters in all of Super Sentai.
And she was a little orb and little robot orb who died in Kamen Rider 01.
Mm-hmm. And she's also done a lot of anime voicing ever since she got her start in Toku, and she's come back quite a few times, obviously. And now she's making her first appearance in the Ultra series as Marlaruru. Yeah.
Marlaruru.
Yeah, that. Which apparently is like a redesigned, sort of cutesified version of a old Ultra monster, is what I'm getting from this. I don't know Ultraman that well to identify that right off the bat.
It just looks like, I think it's a new character. I think. Like I think it's a new character because like they like doing those sometimes. They're like making new aliens. They don't just always rely on the old stuff. Like they balance new and old.
Yeah, it basically the Guts Select team has a space alien friend,
and they look very cute.
Yeah. There's also the Dark Giants, which are going to be the villains for this series. And the first one is Camerera, I think is how you should pronounce that.
Yeah.
Who is the leader of the Dark Giants is a formidable female warrior. You got a female main villain for this show who has put it mildly, big mommy energy.
Dang it. You just had to go there.
I mean, look at that suit.
Fine.
They know what they did.
I can't blame you because I thought of that same thing too, but at least I didn't say it.
I'm the most shameless member of Modular Media, in case you don't listen to No Price Podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got like the cool thing about these guys, like from Dragon and Hondoram, they look like a dark version of the Ultraman Taiga like Tri Squad. Like,
oh, I didn't notice that, but they totally do. That's cool.
Yeah, because like you got like their colors are kind of switched around, but Dragon is like the Teases and Hudram is like the Fuma. Like
they also all have really unique designs.
Yeah, very good ones
from each other. They don't look like they're designed as a group. They look like a bunch of individuals who are working together.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm just like these are really cool looking villains, and honestly, like I'm really excited to see them in action. I feel like they'll have big personalities.
Yeah, hopefully we get that Trigger trailer soon, so we can actually get an idea of what their personalities are like outside of these little synopsises here in this article.
Yeah.
We also got a look at the Gut Select uniforms up close via the fact that they're released by not P Bandai. This isn't P Bandai that does this.
It is P Bandai.
Oh shit, P Bandai does the Ultraman clothes too?
Oh yeah, like Bandai actually owns quite a few stakes in the Super company.
Huh. So Bandai is just the Tokusatsu toy company over there, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I don't know how I hadn't realized that yet, but that's interesting. Yeah, this all looks like good standard sci-fi Ultraman uniform stuff. Out of the individual items they have up for sale here, I think the only one that I'm like, I would buy that and wear that is probably the Guts Select bomber jacket. Like that's just a nice bomber jacket.
Yeah. I will say it looks nice items.
Yeah. And now we come to the bit of this episode that I've actually been dreading quite a bit because I feel like I'm going to be playing quite a bit of Devil's Advocate here.
Oh boy!
And then coming down like the wrath of God at the last second.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, so don't hurt him. I need to don't hurt him. I need to beat him down.
Yeah, because Fan First Friday happened, and if you remember last week, we were talking about how they had announced it and that it was going to be Pink Ranger themed. And I was very annoyed at the Tokusatsu fandom at large for being like, oh, they're just going to show MMPR pink items. And I was like, guys, come on. They're not that stupid. We might see Dino Fury pink. Come on. Let's be optimistic here. And then it's a lot of MMPR pink. There's only one non-MMPR pink thing. So
and it's still Zordon era related. So
okay, so let's run down these items individually in order here. So the first thing they revealed is that they're doing a replica of the Pink Mighty Morphin Rangers helmets. They've done a few of these already, these Mighty Morphin helmet replicas. I don't have a problem with them continuing this line, but I've never given a shit about helmet replicas. Not just in Power Rangers, but in any fandom. Like, I know people who are super into collecting replicas of the Iron Man movie helmets, and I'm just like, dude, why? That's a bunch of hats taking up way too much space on your shelves. Put some action figures there.
I like hats, so I like these. I like honestly the helmet is like the best parts. That I wish they did more helmets. Honestly,
That's fair. To each their own.
yeah.
But the next thing was that they are doing a Lightning Collection Pink Power Morpher. Not a Pink Power movie morpher, but it's just listed as a Pink Power Morpher, presumably because it also comes with the other 5 coins. This is just a straight up repaint of the first Power Morpher they did for the Legacy Lightning Collection line.
Okay, but why did this need to get its own event?
Yeah, this is a super weird item to put out. Like, apparently, nowhere in the synopsis for the actual solicitation of this item does it say anything about the Fox. I believe it was the Fox movie from the '90s, even though it's clearly based off of that.
I don't think they can do that right now because I think they're still like working out with like Disney because I think now Disney owns because of the Fox merger they own both the Turbo and MMPR movies, so I think they're trying to like wrangle those rights a bit.
That's a little weird. That's a little fudgy. Not super into that. But
oh god, then the figures.
Okay, so I'm not super into this first thing, but I do kind of like it. Which is that they are doing a GameStop exclusive Lightning Collection 2-pack of the Zeo Pink Ranger and the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger, and both figures are meant to be cat. This is essentially the Catherine Hillard 2-pack. Which I'm okay with because like you want to do the Pink Ranger figure of Cat, but how are you going to sell that as a single card? And who else would you pack that in with? Like, I would say do a 2-pack with Tommy, but they've already done the version of Tommy you would 2-pack that with. So it's kind of like a rock and a hard place situation. And also just like both these figures look fairly solid. They look like standard Lightning Collection releases, and also they're GameStop exclusives. So it's not like they're going to be taking up shelves in like Walmart and or not Toys R Us, but fucking Target and shit. So I'm okay with this release. I like that it comes with the cat form.
Okay, here's what I want. Like, I wish instead of MMPR Pink, they did Turbo Pink as a way to like slide, because we already have a Phantom Ranger tease. So like that could have been a like great way to slide into that line.
You know what? You're right. I didn't think of that, but that would have been cool. And now that you've mentioned that, I also just thought, you know what would have been great to pack in with Pink MMPR as Cat?
What?
Her monster form.
Ooh, that would have been great. Yeah, that would have been like.
I literally just thought of that. Like I was coming out swinging. Like I'm gonna defend this 2-pack, and now I'm like, it's not bad, but they definitely could have done better here.
And then the last thing I absolutely hate.
Yeah, because we are getting a No, this is GameStop exclusive. Excuse me. We are getting a GameStop exclusive cell-shaded Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger figure.
I have to audibly groan. Why? This is literally just glitter. This is just you're just selling me the glitter thing, but different.
No, Buster. It's not glitter. It's a specific paint scheme to make it look like it's an animation style, which, there's been situations where I can get behind that kind of repaint. Like a couple of years ago when they did that with an Optimus Prime and a Megatron figure as a Walmart exclusive. And they based that specifically off of a Transformers video game that was in a cell-shaded art style.
Like Devastation?
This, however, is not based off of any such thing. There is no Power Rangers media that features the Mighty Morphin team that is cell-shaded.
This is the Boom Studios comics, but that's a bit of a stretch.
No, that is a huge stretch. I wouldn't remotely call any of the art styles from Boom cell-shaded. Yeah, this is literally just a cash grab repaint. And I hate it, and it's disgusting. It's like, it's taking, like, yes, it's a GameStop exclusive, so it's not necessarily a major slot in the line, but think of some other GameStop fan channel exclusives that they've done in the past, and think of other things they could possibly have put in this slot. Like, to get on my soapbox for a second, we just did a bunch of A-Squad characters. They could have added more to SPD. We could have gotten Nova or Cat Ranger here, or
we haven't even got Yellow.
Yeah, and freaking Hell, I would have taken Dream Sequence Orange Ranger Boom in this slot over
that would have
those.
been great. That would have been great. Not gonna lie, like, you know me, I'm like a bit of stickler when it comes to Power Ranger toy lines. I would have got behind that. That's a great moment.
But this is taking up a slot in the line, and it's also lining up a bunch of slots to be taken over because they're gonna do at least the other 5 season 1 MMPRs in this style.
Now we would have at least three repaints of MMPR.
Like, I go to bat for a lot of toy lines, and this line I have several times before over putting main iconic characters out multiple times in different styles. But that's because most of the time when toy lines do that, it's based off of something. It makes sense to do that look, or at least it's there as kind of a stretch. This, I just do not see a reason for it other than somebody put a Photoshop filter on the figure in the office and went, "Hey guys, wouldn't this be neat?" And then everybody went, "Oh yeah, we're making that now."
And you know what? They could have revealed that Fan First Friday.
Yeah.
Should we transition into that?
Yeah, so like literally the day after Fan First Friday, Wonderfest, which is a Japanese toy expo. It's not a convention, it's an expo. It's sort of like a Japanese, or I'm sorry, not Japanese, Chinese. My apologies. It's sort of like a Chinese version of Toy Fair. And they had a small Power Rangers display there. Hasbro Asia did, and it was mostly stuff we'd already seen. Like I think that's the first place we've seen in-hand display of the Tyrannocentury.
I think we saw it at the Fan First Friday, but I could be wrong.
Well, I know we saw it got revealed in a Fan First Friday, but I don't know if we saw it in hand there.
Good point.
But they also had the Dino Fury Morpher and Blue and Red Rangers, the regular kid line. But then also, like, right in the center of their little display, they had something we'd never seen before, which is a 2-pack of Astronema with her pink hair and freaking Ecliptor. Ecliptor is getting a Lightning Collection figure, and it was just dropped out of nowhere at a toy show with like zero fanfare.
God, Ecliptor is one of the best Power Rangers villains. Let me get that straight. Both in design and personality and like character arc, he's one of the best Power Rangers villains.
I definitely agree design-wise. I love Ecliptor's suit. However, the character never really clicked with me the way it seemed to with other people, but the design clicked with me so much that I've almost gone out of my way to get his vintage figure a couple times, but I'm glad I never did because I'm going to get this Lightning Collection figure. It looks amazing.
Yeah, and like this is what I wanted to see when they revealed the Lightning Collection monster stuff. Like main general villains who are like ups, like one of the main parts of the story and the franchise, not just random one-off monsters from MMPR. No, I wanted generals. I wanted like villains who are like always there in the season.
Also, more grunts besides putties, please.
Yeah,
I'm begging you. Give me some freaking Quantrons or
I'll take henchmen.
The Crybots. Yeah, give me henchmen. Give me Crybots. Give me freaking putrids. Whatever you got, I'll take it. As far as grunts go, I love army builder figures.
Yeah, they're fun. And also like the Tronic like I already have a Tronics figure, but they're really good. It's a really good figure.
Oh my god, a Lightning Collection Tronics figure.
Yeah, like honestly, we'll get that before Beast Morphers Yellow.
But this figure looks beautiful, and the release or like the lack thereof announcement is pretty silly. I'm gonna put it that way. It's pretty goofy, pretty silly. Not Hasbro's best move, but if I can play devil's advocate once again here. This is being shown at an Asian like an Asia. I'm not saying Asian to denote people. I'm saying to denote country. It's being shown at an Asian toy expo, and it's being shown by Hasbro Asia. It's entirely possible that this is like some of the first actual in-hand prototypes of this figure, and that it just happened to get to this Hasbro office first.
Yeah.
Like, I don't I definitely don't think that it could have been in this Fan First Friday we got this week, because it was specifically supposed to be Pink Ranger themed, and like Astronema, this version of Astronema is only very tangentially a Pink Ranger thing.
Fair.
But I definitely think it's a possibility that they just like maybe got it in their office this week and was like, oh shit, let's take it to Wonderfest.
Yeah.
And then we'll ship it to those American guys.
Yeah.
So that's like benefit of the doubt scenario. That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
But enough PR toy news. Let's go ahead and move on to some Sentai news, shall we?
Yeah. Actually, I have a. Just don't get too excited for what we're about to say. Is all I'm gonna say.
Zenkaiger versus Gokaiger. Live show coming this summer to Japan.
Okay, they do this all the time. Let's be frank. They do this all the time with Toku. They did this with Kira Major and Tokuger.
Yeah.
I think they did it with Ryusoulger and like Goldbusters, like, which is a funny thing given Power Rangers.
Yeah, but this is particularly auspicious because it's an anniversary. It's another anniversary season, and it also happens to be that anniversary season's 10th anniversary this year. And shortly after that was announced, Toei teased that there will be a Gokaiger 10th anniversary announcement featuring the actors for Gokai Red and Gokai Silver, and the guy who voiced the narrator in Gokaiger.
That's a really good voice.
Yeah. So it's entirely possible that we could be gearing up for a Gokaiger either return in Zenkaiger or anniversary special of some kind.
I think they already said. I heard from like Twitter. Again, take it with a grain of salt because Twitter, that 10th anniversary, like a Returns movie has already been ruled out. So maybe a Zenkaiger cameo.
Oh god, I can only hope so, because like I love Zyuohger as its own show, but like low key, one of my favorite parts of the show is the 2-part Gokaiger crossover that's just right smack dab in the middle of the actual proper series.
Yeah, and
it's the proper series plot.
Yeah. Actually, like the cool thing about that is that that's where the Red Ranger got his final form.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was like one of the coolest moments in that series. So
yeah, so hopefully they can do something like that again here. I don't know how strict COVID restrictions are on Toei still, but God, I would probably flip an actual tit if all the Gokaigers came back again for another anniversary season, because for those of you who aren't aware, Gokaiger is my favorite television show. Not just Sentai, not just Tokusatsu, but my favorite television show of all time.
Seeing them interact with two Kaiser would be so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like the back and forth snark between the two. Just I'm getting giddy just thinking about it.
Man. But then to wrap up the Sentai news this week, just yesterday, it was announced that Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger will indeed be getting plush toys, and not just plush toys of the civilian forms, as there has been in recent years, but we're actually getting plush toys of Zenkaiger and 2Kaiser.
No, like, weirdly not, maybe they're working on them, or like the designs are a bit too complicated, but no plush toys for the, like, Kikanoids, transformed forms yet.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's just because they think the human characters will sell better.
Yeah, and also because, they're still, like, marketable robots, so, like, they really only need to do one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, unlike the Ultraman trigger plushes, you will need a middleman to get a hold of these, and they're currently listed for 1,650 yen, and they're going to be releasing at the end of July. However, Buster, I do want to ask, if you could get a hold of any one of these, which one would you go for?
Probably either 2Kaiser or Juran.
I'm feeling similar. Like there's a part of me that kind of wants Majin just because she's a cutie.
Okay, I do want Majin, but I don't want anyone giving me funny looks.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to get Zenkaiser just because he's the whole. If I can't have the whole cast, I would want to get just Zenkaiser because like he's kind of the avatar of the show.
Yeah, like the face of the show.
But
speaking of, actually, this next thing has nothing to do with faces. What am I talking about?
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, but that's it for the news this week. If you want to look at any of the articles for yourself, the links will be down in the description of whatever upload you're listening to this on, because I do always make sure that is done. But let's go ahead and move into new releases. And
oh boy, let's go.
Do we want to just shotgun the dump of Dino Fury episodes right off the bat here?
Yeah, alright. Power Rangers Dino Fury, episodes 9, 10, and 11. Cut Off, Phoning Home, and McScary Manor.
So do we want to go episode by episode or just jump around?
Episode by episode, because this, like, the weird thing about this is we thought this was going to be an arc. No, this is just a bunch of random episodes.
Yeah, it's not filler, but it is a bunch of essentially one-offs.
Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead and say it up front for people who maybe don't listen to regularly or haven't listened in a while. If you haven't watched these episodes yet, go and watch them now, because we're going to spoil the bejesus out of them.
Yeah, they're on Netflix. Also, all the rest of the season 1 is on Netflix, so check it out. And but actually, I'm just going to say, make sure you watch on Netflix. Just if you have access to Netflix, watch it on Netflix, because the more views Dino Fury gets, the more like incentive Hasbro has to do this with future seasons and maybe even bring past seasons back. So
yeah, definitely support the official release
when you can and when they give it to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, pirating is morally correct. Wait, did I say that? Oof.
Yeah, you definitely said that obviously right and morally true statement.
Yeah. Anyway, episode 9 of Dino Fury. What did you think, Vac?
This was probably the lamest of the bunch.
Yeah,
mainly just because it made Ollie seem like the biggest fucking dork in the world. And I don't mean that in the oh, he's a nerd kind of way. I mean in the like, this guy is embarrassing himself and I want to punch him in the face kind of way.
Yeah, not even an endearing dork kind of way where it's like, oh, look how cute he is or something.
Like, I've not been endeared towards Ollie so far, but I've also not disliked him. This episode made me want to give him a swirly. And then the episode turned around and acted like he was in the right, which annoyed me. Okay, because the whole plot of this episode is they're going on a camping trip, and he's bringing along too much technology, and then Void Knight makes it so they can't know that he's attacking in the city. And so, to solve the problem, he uses his technology.
I will give credit that the moral twist, like, it's a good twist, because usually in these kinds of stories, it's like, technology bad, don't use technology, and it's like, no, like, you could balance, like, but, like, still, the way it was handled was a bit haphazard.
Yeah, like, especially because they never came out and said that. It was just, he does the thing, and then they move on to fight Void Knight.
I mean, I guess they're like, we've been punching you in the face of morals these last few seasons. How about we just let it be subtle? But like, I don't know. It felt a bit too subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even so, like, I like Ollie, but oh god, he was not endearing in this episode. I think Ollie works best when he's a prick and he knows it. But he was just acting like he's a prick and he doesn't know what he's doing. God, please stop this man.
Also, I normally like everything that the Power Rangers prop department comes up with, but that jacket looked awful.
Oh,
like legitimately, it looked like the laziest prop I've seen in Power Rangers in a while, with just like literal random keyboard keys glued to the shoulder pads. What?
I don't know. I didn't mind it, but also the best part of in general, the best part of these batch of episodes was the villains. Void Knight was like, I just love how Void Knight just super pissed in this episode. Just like, I'm surrounded by idiots and stuff like that. It really makes him feel a bit more human and relatable.
Yeah, they're starting to, now that we've had the big reveal about Void Knight's motivations, I feel like they're starting to let him be a little more other than just growly angry guy. They're starting to let the cracks show a bit. Yeah.
And he honestly, he was a pretty honestly, this just made me like him even more, just letting him be a little comedic. It kind of reminded me of a more serious version of Lofor in a way.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, because Lofor, I don't begrudge people for liking Lofor, but my big problem with him was always just that he was pretty much nothing but comedy, up until the finale when he was suddenly supposed to be the scariest thing in the world. But here it's like they go back and forth with Void Knight, and it feels much more like a dynamic, fleshed out character, to use some buzzwords.
Yeah, I gotta get those thesaurus lessons worked on.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to say. This was a kind of a lame episode. I agree. Honestly, I'm glad that we had like this. This is why they gave us 3 episodes with Netflix, because if this was like right after the hiatus, I would be really worried about Dino Fury's future.
Alone, these are all kind of watch it and toss it episodes, but together they build up the hype for the show nicely.
Yeah. Like I feel like the best way shows can be hyped out now is like in between the Disney Plus and Netflix method, where it's like you get a couple episodes every week, not one episode or the whole season, just a couple episodes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's not going to happen with like the part 2 of the season, but that's how I prefer it.
Should we move on?
Yeah. Now we get to my opinion the best episode of this batch, Phoning Home. Vac, first you, because I'm about to go off on this episode.
This episode had me for a minute, and then it lost me, and then it got me back. It's one of those ones where it's like, I get why other people are super into it, but it's not entirely my bag, except for certain scenes where I was just flipping the fuck out because of what they had some suit actors do during this episode.
Yeah. Okay, this is the debut of Void Knight's new robot, so I guess all the generals are robots now, which, hey, I can vibe, I like robots. And this Void Knight is Sliver. I love Sliver. I love Wyzul and Real Soldier, and I love Sliver even more, and it's the return of Campbell Cooley.
Yeah, I have no experience with, what'd you say the Sentai version was?
Wyzul?
Yeah, I don't know anything about Wyzul. I haven't watched Rue Soldier, but Sliver seems like a fun dude. I can get down with Sliver. The Arla persona was a little weird. Like, it took me a minute to get comfortable with the fact that Zeta was just buying it until I realized, like, the idea is just, oh, he's blinded by wanting to know somebody from his home planet again.
Yeah, it's a bit, like, it does kind of make him feel like, I feel like the way to view Zaito is that, like, he is just so desperate. Like, and honestly, he is just so desperate. He is, like, actually, we'll see in a later episode, he's kind of tired of this whole shtick, and he just wants to, like, move on and, like, get everything fixed.
Like, I think my big problem with this episode, and it's not even a big problem, it's like a subtle thing. The other Rangers don't get much to do. This is very much the Zato and the Solon episode, which is not bad, but it feels a little weird when Zato is just so accepting of Arla and Solon is so against the idea of Arla. I wish we had the other Rangers acting as kind of like midpoints in between the two of them.
They did. They just didn't say anything impactful, you know?
That's fair. I might not have noticed that because I have only watched these episodes once a piece.
Yeah, same. But yeah, what else? The fights in this episode are great. I love the little when Sliver does the attack, block, royal sacrifice, and those.
Yeah, that shit was great. I hope they keep that up with Sliver for as long as he's around.
Yeah, and I'm kind of worried. I really hope he stays around for a little longer than because the Real Soldier Generals don't have a good amount of staying power.
Oh dear.
Okay. I'm really worried because Anyway, but yeah, Phoning Home was great. Can we talk about the Solon scene?
Everything Solon did in this episode was great. Just being like Zato's overprotective mom without being his actual mom, and just trying all around. And then as soon as her suspicions are confirmed, she just goes off. She just goes, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck this guy up." And she legitimately does try. Like, you think it's going to be she charges with a weapon and then gets blown away. There's a legitimate fight scene with this suit. I didn't think we were going to get that, at least not until the finale, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, she still lost, but still, what good effort.
Mm-hmm.
What else? There's another thing I liked about this episode. I forgot, but like, yeah, it was a pretty. This was probably my favorite one. I just love Zaito and I love Solon. So seeing a focus episode, I think like what I'm getting at here is that anytime Zaito is the main focus of an episode story, it's one of the best episodes of the season.
Yeah. Also,
Because like,
there's two things about this episode we need to mention because if we won't, somebody will bring it up in the comments.
yeah.
Rafconian dog.
Oh yeah.
Cute.
Oh, the dog. I completely forgot. We finally got context for the dog.
Yeah, cute pupper.
Yeah, that was adorable. That was a great scene. What else?
Also, Sato is cool.
Yeah, no context. You get no context.
I laughed my ass off at that moment.
So great.
Like it kind. If you think about it too hard, it doesn't make sense. Because how would he know that term? How would he have known that term back then? But who cares? It's hilarious.
Look, maybe a Rafconian got on Earth and started spouting that, and
yeah, Rafconians made cool slang word. Shut up. But yeah, episode 11, McScary Manor.
Okay, this was the second best for me. I know, like some people are calling it the best, and it's very close there. But this was the second best one for me. So yeah, people like I saw a couple of people thinking it was gonna be a Beetleborgs reference, and I was like, wait, what? Really? You thought it was gonna be a Beetleborgs reference? Fellas, you have way too high expectations.
I didn't think that, but I was legitimately scared this was gonna be a Halloween special clip show.
Oh, same. I think this might have been like a Halloween episode they just put in here, but like, you know.
But it was very fun and very surprising how impactful on the plot it was, because they bring back a side character that I think a lot of people thought was just going to be a one-off.
Same.
And they use him to build up the universe a little bit and also build Amelia's character some more. And it's real good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and this can we talk about the moon blast scenario just quick?
Yeah, go ahead and talk about that.
That was hilarious. Okay, so actually I forgot to mention, these episodes made me love Javi. Cause like first off,
Javi is such a good supporting character in each one of them.
Yeah, because in episode 9, he has this entire gag about marshmallows, and he's just so charming in it. And then this episode, he gets affected by the moon blast, and he's just so over-emotional. It's like, we look so cool! It's the greatest thing ever. And,
yeah, basically confirming that he is meant to be slightly emo.
Yeah, yeah, honestly, it's so good. I relate to him so much. It's like I you know, a couple of like back in episode 7, I was like kind of like, guys, you're getting a bit too attached to this man you don't even know like 5 seconds of, and now I'm like, okay, I'm with you guys.
He's your husbando now.
No, that's Sliver.
But yeah, I love this episode. I love that the first like proper upgrade of the season goes to the Pink Ranger. That is awesome.
Okay, Real Soldier facts. This went to red initially, but around the finale, Pink started using it. Like, this is an interchangeable armor. So
yeah, I kind of knew that most of the power-ups from Ryu Soldier were interchangeable, and I knew this was original footage, but I just love that they, in this show at least, gave the first power-up of the season to the Pink Ranger.
And just when I bought a figure of her, like I just must have been like, did I do this? No, I probably didn't. But yeah, it was a pretty hype scene. The music was great, choreography was on point. It only lasted like 40 seconds, but it was still a really good 40 seconds.
Yeah, and that's another thing about all these episodes. The music and the choreography continues to be wonderful in this show. Like 3 episodes, they filmed the morph sequence 3 entirely different ways.
Yeah. Like they're really like flexing the camera skills on here. Like
there's also some really good comedic blocking with Jane and J-Borg. I mean, I don't like their subplots the way they're written, but the physical comedy aspect with some of the camera blocking is great. Like in Cut Off, there's a really great moment when they're going to get another coin out of Jane's purse, and the camera just like slowly pans over as you see Void Knight and friends walk into frame, and they turn around and are like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, it's like I will admit that like from a technical perspective, it's much better than like past season.
Mm-hmm.
Like I honestly like I think that just the stuff in this show is so good. I completely forgot that Jane and J-Borg existed.
Yeah, there's some. I don't know. In these 3 episodes, I didn't hate them, but whenever they showed up, I was like, okay, we got to do this for a minute. and then I would forget what happened with them by the time I got to the next episode.
Same. Yeah, but like, yeah, I really like the Pop. That's the side character's name. I like his scenes with like Amelia. Those were like really good scenes. Those were very cute. Although,
also, I completely forgot to bring this up. Amelia is apparently the PRU version of Kaito from Zenkaiger.
Explain.
Her parents disappeared mysteriously too, and she was raised by a grandparent.
Interesting.
Like, I gotta wonder how closely were those two writing teams talking to each other? Probably not at all, but it's funny to think about.
Yeah, they're probably just a funny coincidence. Although, oh god, please, oh no, bad theory. What if Amelia's parents are Void Knight?
Oh, I actually wouldn't mind that twist if it leads to a Void Knight redemption.
Yeah, I honestly I could see it because the first episode did open on Amelia, so. Yeah, I mean, they could do it better than I'm thinking they're gonna do it, but like, yeah.
It's definitely one of those things where if it does turn out to be the case of what they're doing, there's a very good scenario and there's a very bad scenario, and we just kind of gotta wait and see how it turns out.
Yeah, but yeah, this was a way better note to end the hiatus on, and also
go ahead.
You're saying? Yeah, like honestly, like even like if we got the Nickelodeon stuff, I really thankful that we did that. If Power Rangers is still gonna air on Nick for Dino Fury Season 1 Part 2, I'm glad that we didn't come back with cut off. If we came back with just cut off, I would not be happy. But like, now that we went from 10, we have also 10 and 11. I'm much happier place to end it on, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, this is a nice shot in the arm of Power Rangers content, and I'm looking forward to more. I believe they said September, November time is when we're going to get the rest of the season on Netflix.
I have no idea. I'll check. I'll look into it. Maybe, like, honestly, I kind of hope September just get as soon as we can,
Yeah. But we do have one more new episode to talk about this week, and that is Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, episode 15, Hi-Oh! A Sudden Retrovolution.
This was great. I love this.
This was probably one of the best. We say this like every other week, but this is like one of the best Zenkaiger episodes in a while.
I mean, that just shows how great Zenkaiger is. Like, just like every episode just keeps topping itself with like great content.
Yeah, there was a lot of great comedy and a really clever use of Toei's Warring States period theme park that for a while there they were just cramming into every Rider show randomly, but this is a great use of it for Sentai.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that they used this for a couple Sentai movies, like crossovers and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was in Zenkaiger a couple times.
Yeah, but yeah, like, this is a really fantastic episode.
I love that the villain is basically just a giant boomer going like, nah, everything was better back in the day, man. You've all got to get this, all got to look retro. You've all got to have all this retro stuff to you, and you gotta think about your nostalgia and how good it was back when you were a kid. And it's
then the twist. Oh, I love the twist with the
twist of the Kikainoids breaking out of it by going like, no, actually everything sucked for us before we knew Kaito.
Yeah, just like that kind of like just that great twist of, life kind of sucked and it's better now. It's not like perfect, but it's better now. Just we're living in the future. It's that was a great moment.
And a really solid lesson to impart to kids too.
Yeah. Honestly, even the adults watching Sentai, like it's honestly one of the best morals I've seen out of these kinds of shows.
Yeah, my only complaint with this episode is like an incredibly tiny nitpick, which is that just you never saw anybody who was really upset. Would have been a fun gag, but
that would just put you in the episode.
just be like, I have toy reviews to make. Where's my phone?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
We're gonna make the vacuuminator cut of those.
Released. Oh my God! I just start. Nobody actually do this, but people just start tweeting at Shakura. Release the vacuum. That's entirely facetious. That's entirely facetious. Nobody actually do that. I was joking. If you clip this out and take it out of context, I will literally sue you. Anyway.
Comedy aside, Also, the gag of two Kaiser just dancing and just he forgets. Oh yeah, I can't transform. That was great. Also,
I also love that they saved Flint just to use her dressed as like a '80s businesswoman as a sight gag.
Yeah. Also, what else? Oh yeah, everyone's got drip.
Like until we decided to wait to do the Dino Fury episodes, I was all set and ready to make the thumbnail for this episode just fucking jean jacket Juren.
Yeah,
because that's an aesthetic right there.
Yeah, maybe you could put him in like the little cafe.
I might do that. You know what? This week for one episode only, I'll make the people in the cafe with us jean jacket Juren and Ollie in his stupid jacket.
the anti-drip gang or like the drip gang. I don't know, whatever you feel.
No, we'll have representations of drip and drought.
Yeah, that's how it works.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, go look at the episode on YouTube.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, solid episode. But you did get a new action figure this week. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I finally found a Dino Fury figure. Dino Fury Pink. I also found Boom Tower, but I didn't buy him because I really don't want a figure of him. I just want the Rangers and Void Knight and maybe Sliver if we get a Sliver figure. Please, Sliver figure. But so I got Dino Fury Pink, and comparing this to like the Beast Morphers figure, I love this figure. It captures the Real Soldier aesthetic. Kind of meh that on the original weapon they included, because if you don't know, all the Dino Fury figures have original weapons. The articulation is better. I'd say the joints feel less how to put this, like salted or like less stiff. I still have a problem with the hands. The hands are still a bit weird on gripping, but other than that, it's a really solid figure for $10, and I really recommend it.
Well, that's good to hear. Because I don't collect a lot of kid lines these days, and by that I mean the actual main toy line. The main toy line, like people like to call the collector toy line. In our circles, people call the collector lines the main line. Nah, that is for us. The main line is the stuff for kids. I don't collect mainline stuff a lot these days, but I always enjoy hearing reports on it, especially when people say like, "Hey, this is actually pretty good from an adult perspective."
Yeah. I'd recommend, like, if you want to pick up your favorite Dino Fury character if they get a figure, because I don't think we've gotten a prototype for even Dino Fury Green, which is kind of a shame because Izzy's one of the best characters in that show. But yeah, solid figure. Would recommend. Pick it up.
Yeah, I hope we get more of those. I hope we eventually get Dino Fury in the Lightning collection. And by eventually, I mean hopefully before the show ends.
Yeah, at least one figure. Come on, guys.
Yeah, and like, after this batch of episodes, I'm just going to put this out there. Hasbro, if you don't make a Solon figure of any kind, you're freaking cowards.
Also, make the Scrozzle figure already.
Yeah. But I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. We got through everything a lot faster than I thought we were going to.
Yeah, within an hour's time? Yeah.
Yeah, but we covered everything pretty nicely. So, Buster, do you want to tell the good people who you are and where they can find your stuff should you want them to?
What's up? I'm Buster Corp. I do video essays on the YouTube. Been recently getting a lot. I just uploaded oh my god, I uploaded like 4 videos this week. 5 videos, actually.
Wow.
We got Avengers 2020 is Trash, the video game. Common Under Double character analysis, a review on the new Ratchet and Clank game, and impressions on Nintendo's E3 presentation. Tying it all back together.
And you also did a bunch of E3 streams.
Yeah, I haven't archived them, but I do stream when events happen. I'll probably stream Nintendo's doing another stream on the 28th about the new Smash character, so I'll probably stream that, and yeah.
You know what you should do when the next batch comes out? You should live stream your reactions to the new Dino Fury episodes.
I would, but copyright is a bitch.
Fair enough. I am the Vacuuminator. I've been many things to many people, but at the moment, I am a classic style toy reviewer in the modern toy reviewing landscape. You can find my stuff at youtube.com/thevacuuminator. That's spelled THEVACUUMINATOR. My next review coming out, actually will have come out this morning by the time you're listening to this, will be a review of the G.I. Joe Classified Series Red Ninja. So definitely go check that out if you have any interest in that figure. And check me out on social media. I'm at the Vacuuminator on Twitter and at the _Vacuuminator on Instagram. And if you are feeling follow friendly, please do us a favor and follow this podcast on whatever platform you're listening to it on. If you're on YouTube, give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe, and ring the bell in order to enable notifications so that you can get every Modular Media podcast as they come out. And follow us on Twitter for updates on the show when we have them available. That's at the Modular Media, and join our subreddit r/Modular Media for the same reason. If you want to send in a voicemail to possibly be played on the show in the future, go ahead and go to anchor.fm/this-week-in-toku. And if we ever get a voicemail, we will probably play it on the show. Please have a question or something. Don't just call in to say hi, because that's a little awkward for us. But yeah, I do believe that is everything for this week in Toku. So we will see you next week when we discuss what happens that week in Tokusatsu.